Hey guys, so we're back with another video finally. Today I will be pulling this engine out. We will be putting the new crossmember in. Also got a bunch of new presents that have arrived for the car. So I got this box the other day. Not sure. PS Max, USA? I don't know who that is. I'm really not too sure. So that's going to be an interesting one to open. Also we've got my front brakes, which I've already started cleaning, which I got down here. Spongy, got to make sure they look pretty nice and shiny, you know, clean them up. And yes, they are R33 brakes, or Z32 brakes, which will be going on the front. And then last but not least, I've got a brand new set of rotors over here. And they're actually from a Legacy GT, so that's going to be an interesting one. Bit of a hybrid, so we got 86 knuckles, Subaru rotors. I guess it's the same thing really, isn't it though? And then some Skyline brakes. Also good news is I have my rear set up all ready to go. So first things first, let's pull this engine out, get everything out of the way, and start swapping this crossmember, and let's hope the steering does match up, otherwise I'm fucked. Pretty much fucked it. Let's change what you see now and take it from there. And I'm back. So for anyone wondering what gearbox I'm going to be running in this car, I'm actually running a Tex Racing T101 dog box. So it's a 4-speed, similar to like a Jericho or what do you call it? G-Force. Just old school though, side linkage and all that sort of thing. Never ever use one of these obviously. It's either this or like a T56 or something like that, and I figured if I want to push a little crazy with power down the track, might be worth having this just for a little bit of insurance. I don't know where the T56s tap out, maybe around what, 600. I know other people always are pushing more through them, but realistically how long is that going to last? So I was like, bugger it, I'll just fork the cash, I'll just commit to something a lot stronger and know I'm pretty safe there, especially when I'm only going to be having like 550 horse or something like that. Sweet, so now the engine's out. You can see my lovely, horrible trans tunnel there. Now we can drop this and we can get mine in there. So this one I will keep as a spare. I was going to chop this one up like I did the other one. I'm way too skeptical of how well my my rack positioning and stuff is, so I don't want to go chopping this one up anytime soon. So now that that's out, I figured I'd show the difference between the two before I go throwing mine back in. Obviously, as you can see, completely different. You can see how much I've had to chop out of there and put the rack in. How this usually sits as stock rack would sit like that, and then you'd end up using some of these little suckers to sit it there. You'd chop this part out there, And I've just done away with that and just started S13 rack in and moved it all the way forward. Okay, it's that time to check the one thing I was worrying about the whole time. This guy here. Good. Oh fuck, pretty excited about that. It's a little short, I reckon. Extended links of this anyway. That give me another about a centimetre of height, so I should be able to throw one of those on there, and then I don't have to worry about that whole deal too much about being short. Let's see this in action. That makes me insanely happy. Now it's onto the fun parts. We're going to unbox some stuff and see what new shiny parts have arrived. So that's all my new shiny bits. Part Shop Max knuckles, some 300 ZX brakes, and some new DBA rotors for the front. For now I'm going to throw all this on the car. I don't have any coilovers yet, still waiting to get a set of coilovers. So everything's going to be just pretty much a dry fit. The other benefit of putting all that on the car now is I'm going to be able to actually put a rim on the car and see where it sits with this lock kit on there. It does push the wheel out a little bit more, not some crazy crab stance like wire spab or anything stupid like that, a little bit more though, so at least I can figure out with a set of rims I got sitting out back as to what offset and how wide I want the wheels on the front. Ideally I'd like to stick with like an 8.5 and 9 or something like that. I don't want to go anything larger than that because then you just get scrubbing all over the place. Another thing I have to start with is the stock knuckle. We're going to have to pull all this off because I do need the hub off it. So here's our comparison now. Shiny new knuckle. Insanely bigger rotor. Quite a bigger brake than the factory too. But this is the thing, the rotor is what gets me. That's a good upgrade, I reckon. So now let's see if everything goes together fine. Got my hub off, which I gave a little bit of a clean up on the wire wheel to get all that surface rust off because it was looking skanky as fuck. So I'm going to mount that onto the hub, and then we'll throw the lower control arm onto the car, and then eventually put everything else on. Judging by that, it looks pretty sweet. I'm just going to throw this stock strut up in here for now. Sweet. Okay, so moment of truth. I don't have bolts for this. I'll be back. Hooray! So I found some bolts and nuts. This took a while to find. I swear I have another set of these somewhere else. So this is going to be a bit of a problem when I get to the other side of the car. But for now, we're just going to do this side, and we're just going to hope it all works out. So there we go, knuckles on. Looks like this tie rod extension thing is, maybe they don't need to even be that long, to be honest. I might actually get away with taking that off altogether, which is not what I thought would be the case, considering how much wider this is to the S13, how far apart the rails are. I'm going to get the rotors on and the brakes on and see how pretty that stuff all looks, and then we won't worry about any of this stuff for now, just because I'd kind of like to have the coilovers first and start doing some final adjustments and stuff before I start adjusting all this to suit. I'm not putting a wheel on for now, let's just throw that there. Look at that. That is a fairly decent upgrade in the front of an 86, if I don't say so myself. So now we've got a little bit more stopping power, larger rotors, and a nice drop knuckle, which is handy. And I'll be very interested to see how much lock I can get with these knuckles. It looks like it'll be pretty damn amazing. So I'm going to leave it at that today. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoy it, feel free to subscribe, follow, all that shit. There will be more stuff coming soon. Soon the car is going to be going somewhere, and a lot more bits and pieces will be getting done on it. So yeah, stay tuned. There is a lot more to come.